Hello, world. It is Thursday, December 1st, 2022. And looking out the window at Defiance, it's kind of a beautiful day. A little bit of clouds, some sunshine, but it's cold. It's in the 20s. And I think that's the kind of temperatures we're going to be seeing the next couple days. The devotion for today is entitled When the Bad News is the Good News, written by Matt Laney. Matt bases the devotion upon 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 10. The day of the Lord will come like a thief, and then the heavens will pass away with a loud noise, and the elements will be dissolved with fire, and the earth and everything that is done on it will be disclosed. And then Matt writes, Lewis and Clark were on an expedition. At one point, Lewis says to his team, "Guys, I have some good news and bad news. First, the good news. We covered 50 miles today, more than any other day on our entire trip. Now the bad news. We're lost." There are many such good news, bad news jokes with a variety of scenarios, but I'd like to add one more based on the text from 2 Peter. Peter, church have got good news and more good news. The day of the Lord is coming. Church, yay! And there's even more good news? Peter, yes, when the Lord returns, the heavens will vanish. Everything on earth will be dissolved with fire, and all of humanity's shameful deeds will be displayed on God's jumbotron. Can I get an amen? Church. Crickets chirping. I don't associate the coming of Christ with seemingly bad news, definitely not in this season of good cheer. Yet for the writer of 2 Peter, the bad news is the good news. Why? Because their church faced regular persecution and hardship. Word that Christ was coming to reveal and destroy the evils they deplored could not have been more welcome. We're no different. When the daily news is bad, really bad, we quickly pray for its undoing, such as... And Matt's prayer. God, we feel lost among so much bad news. White supremacy, nationalism, authoritarianism, greed, falsehoods, pollution, pestilence, disease, hunger, addiction, violence, rising temperatures, wildfires, storms. May they all be destroyed when you appear. Soon, please. Amen. Well, a couple things that come to mind for me in this devotion. One is that people who are in such desperate straits, and their life is so difficult. Of course, they can't do anything but hope for a different future and pray for a different future, different outcome. But the other part of the devotion made me, or the other thought that this devotion made me think of is, for those of us who are not in those dire straits, it's really part of our job as people of faith to do the work of bringing Christ to life in the world. If we're privileged enough to have a relatively comfortable life, this is our work, this is our call, this is how we follow Jesus, is working to reach out to those people who are so desperate and so disillusioned and so oppressed, and work to make their life better for them. And in doing so, it makes life better for all of us. Even sometimes if that means us giving up some of our comfort so that someone else can have just a little comfort. Sometimes it takes a lot of effort to really see how our lives may be negatively impacting others, and then making the changes necessary so that their lives are a little better than they were. There's so many things I could think of to talk about. Cheap prices, for example. High prices affect everyone negatively, but on the other hand, people who are working for less than living wage because of profitability of companies and low prices for us, I'm willing to pay a little bit more if I know somebody is going to be paid a living wage. I also think that people at the top, the CEOs and stuff, ought to be paid a little less so that the people working for them actually doing the physical labor and the work and just struggling to live on the wages that they're getting can have a livable wage. So it's really up to us, for those of us in places of privilege, to do what we can with what we have where we are. It is Thursday. I got a lot of things going on again this weekend, so I hope you'll join us on Sunday for worship. Music starts about 10:15. Worship starts around 10:30 or so, right after the announcements. And you can join us either in person or on Facebook Live. So I hope you have a good day and hope to see you soon.